gentlemen, the show is about to start in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
The following program is rated TV MAL. It contains strong language and is intended only for mature audiences.
Top of the morning, Raider Nation. How y'all doing on this beautiful Monday? Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. It's another episode of Good Morning Raider Nation live podcast with yours truly, Lunatic Raider, right here on Raiders Allegiance. Man, how y'all feeling, man? As y'all know, we came off a victory Saturday night versus the Lambs. We silenced their ass. Shh, shut the fuck up. You know what I mean? We silenced their ass, man. So there's a lot of takes from it. Josh McDaniels had an a presser going over a few things, and we're gonna talk about that as well as what to look forward to this Saturday versus the Cowgirls. You already know how we get down with it. Shout out to the chat, man. Thank y'all for pulling up, man, supporting the channel. Exactly. You know what I mean? We got Robert Pena in the house, man. Salute to you. NorCal Raider Jesse, man. What is the deal, man? Top of the morning. Eugene Powell's in the building, man. Tops to you, man. Thank you for being here. Yes, sir. We got Egotarian 207. How you doing, man? Good morning. Yes, indeed, man. We got Raiders. What else we got on there? Raiders content. Salute to you. Salute to you, man. Thank you for being here, man. Top of the morning. Let's see who else we got up in here, man. We got Raider Fontaine in the building, man. Thank you for being here. Top of the morning to you, Cassano Crowder. What is the deal, man? Tops. Thank you for pulling up this AM. You feel me? Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed, man. Shout out to all y'all, man. Thank y'all for being here. Yes, 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 sir. All right, so yes, after there was a few takes to take from the game, some interesting points, and some stuff that I'm gonna elaborate on as well. But we're gonna go and dive into Josh McDaniels' presser on a few things like Trey Tucker, Robert Spillane, who else? The defense. As well as what else did he are we gonna cover? We just took a few bits and pieces from his press conference the other day. Hold on, let me get to this thing real quick. What else did we end up talking about? Okay, Spillane, the defense trade. Oh, and also Drake Thomas. So we're gonna dive into it, man. Shout out to everybody in the chat. If this is your first time here, please subscribe to the channel. Hit that like, man. I appreciate it. Leave a comment. Hey, share the video. Let's get this thing cracking. All right, let's go ahead and dive into this one thing. We're gonna go ahead and talk about Drake Thomas, the undrafted linebacker. This is one of the guys that I said there was 3 undrafteds. I said I want to keep my eye on this preseason. One, Sincere McCormick. He ain't been getting a lot of burn, so we'll see if he ends up on the practice squad or what. Because this is our last game before they cut down to 53. Is this Saturday? The second one was Caleb Plant. I've been hearing a lot of good things out of him. He's been out there showing his ass as well with the unit that he's playing with, applying pressure. And then, of course, what we're getting ready to talk about as far as what Josh McDaniels was talking about in his presser over Drake Thomas, the undrafted rookie as well at linebacker. So without further ado, let's go ahead and dive into it and see what Mr. Josh McDaniels had to say about Mr. Drake Thomas.
Drake's a guy that You know, he's worked hard since he got here. You know, and you know, he's a guy who's an undersized guy, but he plays fast and physical. Showed up in the kicking game last night multiple times. Made a bunch of plays on defense. He just has a knack of finding the ball. You know, and he's a tough kid. So really giving himself an opportunity to compete, and that's why he's here. That's why we liked him after the draft, and you know, we'll continue to try to see if he can progress here. You know, as we head into the last couple weeks here.
This has been one of my guys that I had my eye on, man, and his production is out there. This past game versus the Ram, he did lead the team with 12 total tackles, with 9 of those being solo, with 1 tackle for loss. So to be an undrafted, and like I said, he was very highly productive in college, but his knock was his size. He's not the biggest guy for linebacker position, but he has heart. He has the will to win, and it's just his work ethic. You know what I mean? It's just tremendous. So shouts out to that guy, man. Drake Thomas, man. May he continue in this last game to prove himself and see if he can make this 53-man roster. Now, the other guy that he talked about was Trey Tucker. Now, we know we seen Tucker have some issues with catching the damn ball. Not all the time. Basically, it seemed like to me is all. Well, not all touchdowns. There was one against the Niners down the sideline. He should have brought that in. He didn't. This time against the Rams, he should have caught the touchdown. He didn't, but he did make other big catches along the way. So it ain't like it was all for naught. Trey Tucker's production against the Rams, he had 3 receptions for 66 yards, with his longest reception being 40 yards. So, I mean, he's a big play threat. We seen it. We see the speed, but he has to work on his hands. But Josh McDaniels made a very good point on how he teaches the young rookies. You know what I mean? Like, everything is a learning experience, whether you're successful or you're not. And I always say, you're supposed to embrace failure, because failure teaches you what not to do. So it's not a bad thing. Now, there's a difference between a rookie making mistakes and a veteran making rookie mistakes. You know what I mean? So they're going to have to learn. They're going to have to burn their hand on the stove to figure out that shit hot. You know what I mean? And that's just the way you learn. You know what I mean? So yeah, with that being said, let's go ahead and see what Josh McDaniels had to say about Tucker and the learning curve that he has approached.
Like all young players, you know, they make a few mistakes, you know, in these games, and we talked about it last night in the post game. Either they do it right or they learn from the mistake. In either case, it's a positive in reality right now. You know, so he had a couple things offensively in the one play in the kicking game where he, you know, I'm sure he's going to learn from that. And if that ever happens to him again, he'll make the right decision there. But I loved his mental toughness. I loved his attitude. You know, that's football. You got to persevere. You're not going to play a perfect game most Sundays in our league. So to be able to come back from that and then make a handful of plays offensively to help us go down there, put the ball in. Then he had a couple really nice returns as the game wore on. So tough kid mentally, tough kid physically. And, you know, he's going to learn from all those mistakes and be better for it.
See, and that's key. As long as you don't allow your mistakes to get you down in the dumps, making you know what I mean, oh, woe is me. That's not the mentality we want on our team. We want the kind of mentality where if a motherfucker fuck up, he'd be like, I'll be damned if I do, you know what I mean? I'm gonna get it right. And that's the kind of mentality they say that this young guy has. I admire that. And of course, like McDaniel said, you're either going to get it right or you're going to learn from your mistake. Either way it goes, it's a win-win situation. And that's facts. That's facts. You win if you get it right and you know what to do. And you win if you get it wrong and you learn what to do. Either way it goes, you're going to learn on what to do and how to do it. So, I mean, now the problem is if it keeps, you know, reoccurring and you don't catch it 1 time, 2 times, 3 times, and when it becomes problematic, then it's an issue. You know what I mean? Then it's an issue. But right now, as a rookie, let him go through his growing pains, as I call it, because that's exactly what he's going through. Just like all these other rookies, you're not going to be perfect. You'll never play the perfect game. You know what I mean? There's always things you can do better. Perfection does not exist. You can chase perfection, but you'll never catch it. You know what I mean? But it's the journey along the way to try to catch it that teaches you everything that you need to know. Shout out to Joel E, man. Top of the morning to you. Thank you for being here. Ray Love is in the building. Michael Guerrero, my dude, man. Top of the morning to you. Wild Turkey is in here. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes. We got Cook Sports in the house. Rooting for Jimmy. Right on, man. For real, for real. You know what I mean? We rooting for him too. You know what I mean? For real, for real. Salute to you. Thank you for pulling up, man. I see you got the Niner and Laker fan. Okay, I ain't mad at you. You know, you show respect, man. We show respect back, man. Appreciate you, man, for real. Charles Washington is in the building. Now we are banging on rookie. How about how many times he gets behind the defense? James. Hey, yeah, you know what? Yeah, exactly. But I haven't heard anything really bad on people talking bad about Trey Tucker. You know what I mean? Trey Tucker, you know, he's a rookie. He gonna learn. You got to go through this. See, remember last year I said with the rookies, offensive linemen with Parham and them that we drafted, and I said I don't want any of them starting. And the reason being they're rookies, and I know they're gonna make mistakes, and I just hate for it to be a mistake during an inopportune time where we're trying to get a first down or get a big play call back while we're trying to make a run, thinking that we were going to make a run last year, but we were in some games and just came out on the wrong end. But I didn't want rookie offensive linemen because, you know, the holding calls, the false starts. But then I looked at, that's why I got mad at Illuminor, because I was like, damn, bro, you a veteran and you making rookie mistakes. This fool had 10 penalties, 6 of them being false starts. How in the hell do you get 6 false starts as a veteran in a system you're familiar with? I mean, come on now. I'm pretty sure when the quarterback put in the call, you got the snap count. How do you get 6 false starts as a starting right tackle and you're a veteran? I can understand if it was, say, for instance, say Wagner this year. And Wagner been doing solid, but he did get a penalty at the, you know, in the what was it, the red zone goal line or whatnot this last game. But he's a rookie. You're expecting them to make mistakes to learn from. They're brand new, not a veteran. So that was my main dilemma with having a rookie lineman start for us, because I knew the procedure of them learning. You're gonna bump your head before you learn to duck. You know what I mean? You get tired of walking through that doorway and keep bumping the shit out your head. Hey, that second, third, fourth time, you're gonna start ducking because you're gonna be like automatic, like, I'm not bumping my dome again. That's what these rookies is doing. They're bumping their head until they learn to duck. You know what I mean? And that's now when if they can't learn to duck, like I said, then we got a problem. Then we got a problem. But if they learn to duck and clear the way next time, like, oh, remember, hey, or he telling people after him learning, hey, duck when you get to the doorway. Why? It's a low hanging motherfucking doorway. You know what I mean? Shit, duck. He'll learn that shit. But yeah, that's why I didn't want an offensive lineman to be rookies, because I knew the growing pains. But Trey Tucker's gonna be all right, because I can count. I guarantee you, there's more big plays he made than plays that he didn't make. Facts. You don't just look. Let me give you an example. This last game, I just told you his stats. He only had 3 receptions, right? Now watch this. 3 receptions for 66 yards. You know what that means? He has an average reception of 22 yards. 22 yards of reception. Let me see. Anybody else got 72 yards? Or averaging 22 yards? Nope. Nobody else averaged that many per catch. So he's got big play potential. And he's also very important when it comes to special teams for kickoffs and punts, because him and Carter were sharing the duties. So he can apply that as well. See, special teams, and then he can be a gunner. He was known for doing that in college. He just got the speed, bro. He just has the speed, man. So He's going, if he doesn't learn to catch, bro. But in college, he never his percentage of catching the ball was high. But I'm just thinking maybe there's a lot as a rookie in this system, in this offense. It's a lot that you have to absorb. You know what I mean? So we just pay attention to him and let's just watch his development. I have no worries that this young guy will develop at all. Salute to you, Ozzy. Thank you for pulling up. Yes, sir. So yeah, man, I'm not at all worried about that, bro. He has to go through this. You know what I mean? He has to go. It's like going through boot camp. You ain't going through boot camp and thinking you gonna be top of the class. Shit, they gonna push your ass. They're gonna see what you how much can you take. You know what I mean? Let me see who else we got out here, man. Tony Shepard, man. Hey, salute to you. Top of the morning. No, he's not DHB. Like I said, I done seen this man. Hey, he missed that one touchdown, but look at them other catches he made, bruh. Hey, Trey Tucker gonna be all right, bruh. He gonna be all right. Let him develop. Let him get back to his ways when he was in college, making all them catches. Raider Pete, man, what's the deal, man? Top of the morning to you. Yes, man. Okay, let's get back into it, man, and then we can go ahead and freelance and talk about whatever you guys want to. I got a few more things I want to cover from this presser that he had. All right, next let's talk about the overall defense, what their expectations are of the defense, and how we're focused on being a type of defense to cause turnovers. But a lot of things got to work in your favor and work together on that defensive side of the ball. Like I said, the secondary and the trenches are going to help each other. You know what I mean? With the secondary, you can cause coverage sacks. You can cause quarterbacks to hold the ball too long because nobody's open, allowing Max Crosby, whoever the defensive tackle is going to start at that position, as well as Chandler Jones to get to the quarterback. Then you also have the vice versa. See, they both help each other. One hand washes the other. The defensive line helps the secondary by what they do is causing pressure to cause the quarterback to get rid of the ball when he's not ready to. Therefore, the opportunistic defense can go ahead and get turnovers and get that ball back to our offense, which we know is high power with all the weapons we have. We've seen that. You know what I mean? Man, we are averaging 34 points a game so far in the preseason and only allowing 12 points. 12 points a game is all this defense is allowing. And let's keep it, let's chop it down even further. That one touchdown the Niners got, lucky. That should have been an interception by Shelley. And then that pick six. If we would have never put Hoyer in the game, they would have never had 7. They would have only had 10 points. And last time I checked, with a combined 10 points between two teams, that means the defense would have kept those two teams to 5 points a game on average. That is a fucking defense for your ass. Now, we know our starting defense is better than the ones that we've been seeing out there. Hands down. Your Crosbys, your Spillanes, your Marcus Peters, you know what I mean? And the list goes on. I think our starters is way better than what we've been seeing. And if what we've been seeing been doing this, I want to see what these cats do in the regular season. So with that being said, man, let's go ahead and see what Josh McDaniels says overall about the defense and how they're going to approach attack mode. You feel me? Attack mode. For real.
Defense, attack. Again, we've talked about it all year. If you do the right things and you close the space and the rush works with the coverage and the coverage works with the rush, usually give yourself a chance to be around the ball. And before you can start turning the ball over, you got to get close. And so we're really trying to track attempts and close space in the passing game, make efforts to get the ball out when we get near the runner, in terms of creating fumbles and those kind of things. And excited to see Isaiah make a good play yesterday on that. And again, you got to be able to capitalize on an offensive mistake. And it wasn't a super hard play, but he made the catch and then he made a good return, and we did a decent job of blocking for him, escorting him to the end zone. So, happy for our guys whenever they make plays, and looking for our defense to continue to try to make that a point of emphasis.
And that's exactly what we're there to cause turnovers, to cause havoc. And they're going with the Philadelphia Eagle mentality as far as the defensive line. We're going to throw waves at you. There's going to be fresh bodies at you all 4 quarters while that offensive line we're attacking stays the same, bar injury to the teams we're playing. So they're going to be worn out by the fourth quarter. Fourth quarter, if we and right now, that's why, man, the depth that we have on the defensive line is crazy. I mean, it's going to be real hard for Ziegler and them to really sit down and who gets cut and who makes the team. I mean, it's just, man, I mean, from Willis to Tillery to Byron Young to Severa to Bilal Nichols, and man, the list goes on. You know what I mean? The list, and we still ain't even mentioned Tyree Wilson to throw into the mix, which I think he's going to be in the mix by week 1. Now, let me see. Let me just check the chat. Amika's. Yes, Amika's always around the ball, bro. There was a couple of things he missed out on this past game, but he's all right. He's not one of them. Like I said, we don't want the players to be woe is me, I messed up. You know what I mean? Forget about it. Like they say, forget about the positive plays, forget about the negative plays, move on to the next play. That's what it's about. And once you get yourself trained to remember that, it's on to the next one. Ain't nothing you can do after it's said and done. It's cool to get a little celebration in, but you got another play to prepare for. You know what I mean? I want a Tim Duncan defense. And they go, what you mean by that? Remember Tim Duncan for the Spurs? Like, he never showed him any kind of emotion, but he dominated. He was never in your face talking shit. He just, boom, dunk on you and just right back down court. Because you remember a long time ago when Mac was a rookie and Mac went to celebrate and all that, and they was about to be all sides? Remember that? I ain't never going to forget that. He was going to be all sides, and I forgot who it was. Tuck? Was it Justin Tuck? That had to, hey, get your ass over here. That's the veteran leadership we got to teach these youngsters. You know what I mean? It's cool to have a little celebration, but you got to get back to it because the next play going to start. You got to have a short-term memory. You know what I mean? All business. Hey, Tony, I meant to tell you about, I just did a little thing with Josh McDaniels talking about Drake Thomas. He did a damn good job this past game. He led all tacklers with 12 tackles, 9 of those being solo with 1 tackle for loss. You know what I mean? And he's a hard-nosed kid, man, for real. That's one of my guys. And then who said that they heard good news about JJ coming? What did I tell you guys? Now, I don't know what the news is, but I told you. I think we had it all wrong with Josh Jacobs, because you remember he said, if you get the right pieces, I don't have no problem with playing for the franchise tag. And here he hasn't signed it. But see, that's because I think he's sitting back watching the additions to make sure those are improvements. You don't just dive in because, they signed this dude, that dude, and drafted him and him. Doesn't mean it's going to work out. So I understand from his perspective, he wanted to see. And I said, if the Raiders had a good showing against the Rams, like the Niners, I got a feeling he'll be back by the Dallas game. And he might not play in the Dallas game, but if he asks for a couple of, because even Josh McDaniels had talked about it, that it's good for any player to get out there and at least get a couple of snaps out there before a regular season. So I assume Josh Jacobs will be back this week to sign this week and come to camp, play a little bit in the Dallas game, and be ready for week 1. But it all came down to what the Raiders was going to do against the Rams in week 2 of the preseason. And they went out there and dominated again. You know what I mean? So I said that shit. I was just guessing, and that was my prediction. You know what I mean? I was looking at it from that angle rather than, he holding out, period, or he lied because he said he would have played for the franchise tag if you get the right players. Okay, I thought maybe he didn't lie. Maybe he just want to sit back and, let me see if, like we are doing, before we get excited about Super Bowl and playoffs, let's see. Let's see what we got. Just like we're watching preseason, I'm pretty sure Josh Jacobs is watching it too. He's sitting there watching it and like, okay, I think we got something. We got some. You know what I mean? He just had to be sure. And I think that he'll sign one-year deal. And I think don't count him out from not coming back next year. I'm telling you, do not count him out. People think, oh, he's done. Oh, he stopped following the Raiders. He probably didn't want to hear the noise. You know what I mean? He just wanted to get away from it and just on his own watch the games and see, did the Raiders really improve? That was my assumption. That's my guess. So we'll see what happens. If it's good news come out that he signed the franchise tag this week, then I was right. But we'll see. All right, so let's get back to it. There's that was Josh McDaniels on the defense. Now, here's Josh McDaniels on Spillane. Now, this is the other guy I like too, coming over from Pittsburgh. A lot of people wasn't familiar with him, so I wasn't either. So when I went to go dig more into his background, production, what kind of dude he was, remember I said, y'all, I said, hey, I hope he don't take this offensively, but he's a football dickhead. He eats, sleep, and shits football. He reminds me, and I told y'all, he reminds me a whole lot of Romanowski, because that's all Romanowski did. Bill Romanowski, the former linebacker that played with the Raiders, Denver, played with the 49ers. But with us, we needed him back in those days, man, because he brought character and he brought that hard-nosed football. That reminds me of Robert Spillane. Robert Spillane ain't got no neck either. You know what I mean? So, yeah, let's go ahead and go into what Josh McDaniels said about Robert Spillane and what he brings to the team.
Another guy that we've added that's all football, and loves the game, loves all the things that go into being good at the game. Which was a point of emphasis for us this year. The conversation with Rob is always about, football, how to improve, how to get the defense to play better, do things better as a unit. And this guy's a physical player. He's very bright, and he's been huge in terms of connecting our whole group out there on the field when he's been out there. So great communicator, knows his assignments. Generally is always around the ball, and adds a level of physicality and dependability to us. So can't say enough good things about Robert.
Told you, he's a football dickhead. He eats, sleeps, shits football. And I knew that by looking at his background and what kind of character that people in Pittsburgh said he had. And he's so intense that I heard that they used to have to make him come to the sideline in Pittsburgh practices because he was out there hitting his teammates so hard. They had to, hey, come, you got to come stand over here by me, bro. You gonna hurt one of us. That's how intense he is. And we've seen that hit he put on that fool Saturday. He came straight down the middle, boy, and I like him with that Darth Vader mask on, bro. He got that all black, not the smoke tint. He got the limo tint, 5% on. You know what I mean? Oh, my God. You talk about throwback violator ass shit, bruh. All right. So, yeah, that's Josh McDaniels on some of the key guys on this team, man, and the defense, man. And I'm liking the direction we're headed in. I'm loving this shit, bruh. For real. If they come to a long-term agreement, can we remove the tag? No, you can't do a long-term agreement now. It's that deadline and came and went. You got to wait after the season now. But for $10.1 million, and you see that these other ain't no other running backs making it. Free agent running backs ain't getting no money like that. And there ain't no state income tax here in Nevada, so you only paying feds and that's it. Everybody else just about they paying extra tax. So he might as well sign off on it, play out this season, and then hit the negotiating table next year. And I promise, if the team and him wants to engage in contract talks, I promise you there will be a contract signed because there will be a lot more money opening up for us to do what we got to do with getting him here on multiple year type 2-3 year deal, whatever it is that they work out between them. But yes, Josh Jacobs, they said that he'll sign his tender. I just got done reading it too. He'll sign his tender before week 1. So that gives you about 2.5 weeks. But I'm hoping he signs this week and just to knock some, get into the groove of things by getting a carry or two against Dallas. That's what I'm hoping for. You know what I mean? I don't want him to go into the season cold. I want him to get hit a couple of times. That's the same thing Garoppolo said, that getting hit for the first time, and if that's what you want to get out your system. Take that first hit, get through it, boom. Now you up and you're on about your business. Raider Goon in the building, man. Salute to you, my brother. Thank you for being here. Yes, indeed. Okay, so here's another thing that I want to cover. Now, you know that they have a program called the International Players Pathway Program, which they can get foreign players. They have to be younger than 24, never played in college in the United States, must speak English, must be able to travel to the United States with no problems to get into the program, which allows teams who pick up these players to go ahead and add them to the roster now. So that's why we are carrying 91 players and not 90 like the usual. We get an extra roster spot with bringing dude on, which is David Agoha from Nigeria, 6'4", 252 pounds, 22 years of age, defensive end. Well, this guy got into the game against the Rams this past Saturday, and he recorded his very first sack. Never, ever has he played football, American football here in the States or for college, period. He's raw. But you talk about somebody that came from the defensive end spot up the middle and sacked the shit out the quarterback. I'm going to show you right now, bro. This is dude right here. He flattened the shit out that dude. Number 62. Watch this. Bam. That's his first sack ever playing American football. And he got it against the Rams, man. Hey, shout out to David. I hope I don't mess up his name. Agoha. David Agoha, Nigerian defensive end, man. Hey, shout out to you, man. I hope you get in the game this Saturday and see if you can add some more to your portfolio. And maybe that maybe I don't know if we keep you with the 53-man roster, but if they do release him, he would have to go through waivers, clear waivers, and then we can re-sign him back. And then there's some kind of stipulation that we can go ahead and pick up some kind of if we bring him back, I think that no other team he get an automatic protection. Some shit like that where nobody can take him. I can't remember how it go. Nobody can take him off of our practice squad for development reasons. But if we release him, a team can claim him, but they won't get that stipulation if they claim him to the roster. And if they put him on their practice squad, he can be took with no protection. He only gets protection with the team that started off with him, which is us. So that's what I think if I got that right, that's how it works. But hey, he's raw talent, man. 22 years of age, 6'4", 252 pounds. You know what I mean? So we'll see what happens. He got a good leadership crew from Max Crosby to Chandler Jones, and you see the young guys with Tyree Wilson and Adam Plant and what's the other guy's name? Tafarlis. I think didn't he come from like Boise State? I think Tafarlis or something like. I can't remember his name, man. I think he's a defensive end as well. And then Kuntz has been having a great camp at defensive end, bro. Hey, we deep. That defensive line, bro. There is no way in the world that we should not be able to wear down offenses. And by the time we hit the fourth quarter, it's curtains. It's curtains, bro. They're going to be gassed out. And all we going to do is just run the ball down their throat, especially with Josh Jacobs back. You know what I mean? You get a lead, shit, y'all ain't never going to get the ball back. Never. Yo, offense is gassed. Holes is open and wide open. You know, you got bigger holes than BBW prostitutes. You know what I mean? Oh my goodness. You said we are not in Kenya. Y'all stupid. You said he's Kenyan. They got Nigerian on his bio. Look, they even got the look at the thing I posted. They even got the Nigerian flag underneath them. They better tell them, don't you be getting that shit wrong. Oh, you were saying your wife or your girl or something is Kenyan, didn't you? I remember you said that too. That's right, y'all. Hit that like button, man. I'm bringing it to you, man. Factuals, man. I'm telling y'all. I may be a little eccentric with the way I deliver shit, but god dang it, I'm bringing it to you. You know what I mean? Okay, that's what I remember he was saying that. She's Kenyan. Simone, amigo. He said, why are you speaking Spanish? And he's talking about Kenyan. Oh, my bad. I know some Igbo from Nigeria. I forgot what it was because I used to have a little Nigerian partner. Older dude used to teach me Nigerian, but he used to tell me the shit to get at women with. something Alogi. I forgot what the hell he taught me. This was years ago. I told him I was gonna snatch his daughter up and marry her. I said, but you got to give me 10 racks. And I need 10 racks and 2 goats. That's all I need. But yeah, man. We'll see what happens with dude though. But hey, he was excited as hell with his first sack. I like seeing that, man. It's enthusiasm. You know, the love, a sport that he never really played before. He still had the passion for it. He got that sack, boy. He was juiced. He thought, he swore up and down that he won the Super Bowl. And I like that. That's the kind of attitude you want from me. You want these guys to be excited every time they hit the field. Make big plays. Make big plays so you can celebrate. You know what I mean? Hey, here's the key that makes the Raiders team this year solid. We already know we tinkered with the starting lineup of the offense, but we see why. We see for instance. Now, people always, I'm gonna go over this again. People want to compare Carr to Garoppolo, right? And I tell people that that's an unfair comparison because, for one, Carr was never drafted to play in this system ever. He was drafted to play in another system that we no longer we don't have. You know what I mean? Now, Garoppolo, when he was with New England, he was specifically drafted for this system. That's why it worked so well with him. Same thing with Aiden O'Connell. He was specifically drafted for this system. That's why he flourishes. You know what I mean? And then you look at last year, Stidham. Stidham came out against the Niners last year, killed it, because he was specifically taken to fit this offense. But I think Aiden O'Connell got more upside because he's a different type of quarterback than these other dudes. You know what I mean? They didn't draft him just to, okay, that's just going to be my pet project, to be our future backup. No, they've been high on Aiden O'Connell since November last year. It was Ziegler that found this dude. Ziegler went and watched this dude play and went back and told McDaniels, hey, go watch this kid. You're going to love him. And they kept saying that it was Brady-esque the way he threw the ball. And now that we all got two games to look at it, what y'all think? Who does his throwing motion and his poise in the pocket remind you of? He doesn't hold the ball too long. He gets the ball and he's boom, ball gone. The boy is, bruh. Like I said, they got the right dude for this offense. And all you got to do now, you don't have to rush him. Now, if he progresses faster than what you anticipated, then you don't put restraints on him. You let him continue to progress in that same manner. Don't hold him back. If he passes Hoyer up on the depth chart and he becomes the backup, let him do that. You never want to limit somebody's greatness because everybody doesn't develop the same. You know what I mean? Everybody's development progress is different. Some might take 6 months, others might take 2. Then this guy over here is only taking 1. Everybody's different. So you got to bring them along to their strength. And Aiden O'Connell right now he's very bright. And they've been saying that about him. He's very intellectual. You know what I mean? He loves the game, and he got he got a great work ethic, man. Those are the 3 keys I told everybody about. And you can just sit back and watch the dude play. Tell me any time that he seemed shook. He got sacked, against the Niners? Did he look shook? Hell no. He was calm, cool, and collective in that pocket with poise and had command of the offense. And he's not even playing with the ones. He's playing behind the second string offensive line. You playing with the second string wide receivers. You just now got Michael Mayer back this last game. So of course you're playing with the Fotheringhams and Horsteds and shit. You know what I mean? Josh Jacobs ain't even there. And look what he's doing with what he has. That's why I said I'm just imagining now, like I said, to me, a quarterback should not struggle in this offense with the weapons that you have around you. All you have to do is deliver the ball to them. Let them be the big playmakers. You don't have to thread the needle. And I think that's where Hoyer went wrong. I think Hoyer went out there and tried to do too much, even though he didn't have, you know what I mean? He has the starters they only did 1 series, huh? As a matter of fact, Devontae Adams was only out there once, but the ball wasn't thrown to him. You know what I mean? But you don't have to force it in this offense ain't built to force it. It's about putting the ball where it's supposed to be, and once a receiver comes out there bright, bam, it's right there. You know what I mean? And like beautiful passes that O'Connell was making, man. Yeah, you seen Garoppolo. Garoppolo marched down that field like shit. Like they wouldn't play, like was playing against nobody. It's just one of those easy flow offenses. There's a lot of stuff going on within that offense, but once you have that offense down, it flows. So, I mean, bruh, when this offense is really at its peak, it flows. What Bruce Lee say? It flows like water. You know what I mean? It flows. It flows. And when you have an equal of running game compared to your receiving game, where it's balanced, where you force defenses to choose what are you going to defend? You can't defend everything. You can't. It's not going to happen. And if Josh Jacobs is here and busting off runs behind that starting lineup, like I said, I expect this offensive line to be better than last year, just because of the year under their belt and the year together. That's the key. Year together. And that, like, they act there. Hey, I didn't talk bad, but I mentioned his hiccups, and that's Illuminor. Illuminor played left tackle this last game and did brilliant. He did brilliant. This guy played left tackle and didn't give up nothing. You know what I mean? So, hey, let them guys keep going. I want to see what the full potential of our offense is, because I know right now they're not opening up the playbook right now. Everything's vanilla. I keep seeing the same pattern ran for every quarterback, but you know the crazy shit is they still can't stop it. Defenses still can't stop that easy ass play. That's crazy. I know the Rams got film on us from the Niners. We running that same play successful. We done seen. It's just crazy, dude. I think about this shit. Like, we seen Fotheringham, same play, catch, reception. You know what I mean? We see Trey Tucker, catch, reception. We see Wilkerson, catch, same fucking play over. And I guess the mentality is, if you can't stop it, we ain't gonna stop it. You know what I mean? Bruh, it's crazy to have a play that can't know. You know what we gonna do, but you can't do shit about it. Crazy, dude. Crazy. But I want to see this offense at its peak. I want to see week 1 when all the starters are out there and they start getting in the groove of shit, and it's just gonna look like, man, they can't stop these dudes. And now that we're getting into the red zone and scoring touchdowns and not settling for field goals, bruh, 2 weeks in a row, 34 points. 34. Like it wasn't shit though, with different quarterbacks. It's like you didn't even have a continuity of a whole game of having the same starters go through the whole game and just building that, you know what I mean? Building that momentum. You started these guys and you stop. This quarter come, we're gonna put new guys in there, but the shit never stopped. You know what I mean? The offense just kept going and going, and the defense is right there too. Right there too. There's a lot of young pieces on defense, but you got some good ass leaders on that defense to help guide these youngsters for success, man. And I'm excited because I see the potential. You know what I mean? I see the potential. That's going to be a good, you know what? I'm glad their 2s and 3s are solid. I know Dallas got some depth too on defense. It's going to be very good to see, but I'm knowing we're not going to throw nobody out there. The only people that you probably going, the majority of the people that you're going to see this Saturday are people on the bottom of the roster fighting it out to make the 53 out of the 91. You know what I mean? That's what you're going to see. Whatever there's a battle at on this team, those are the ones that's going to get the most playing time. You know? So, hey, that's what we want. We want the best man wins. Let them go compete. You know what I mean? Let them compete. We want the best 11 out there at all times. I don't want nothing handed to nobody. I don't want no easy cakewalk like, oh, no, you were drafted here, so you going to start. Or you make X amount of dollars, you going to, nah. If that motherfucker making 20 million and he making 10, but the 10 is out playing the 20 better come off that bench. Because either way it goes, think about it like this. If you got a 20 million a year motherfuckers that you think should start because he's making 20 mil and his backup is making, or there's another guy making 10 mil that's out playing him, let the 20 come off the bench. Because either way, if the 20 started and the 10 come off the bench, guess what? You still paying 30 mil. You paying 30 mil regardless of if 20 comes off the bench or if 10 comes off the bench, you still paying 30. Fuck it. It don't matter. It don't matter. You want the best guys out there. I don't want just because he making 20 mil, you automatically are the starter, but you're not producing like this guy. Or because you were a first, second round pick, you starting over this guy because of where you got drafted. This dude is undrafted, but he out playing your ass. You better get that undrafted dude out there and let him start. If that's what he shows you he's capable of doing, don't you limit yourself. Never limit yourself. Never. There are no limits. And for any team to try to limit themselves because of money or place of being drafted, that to me, you doing a disservice to your team. You said what? No. You said 63 and 34? 234? Nah, we ain't gave up 34 points, bruh. Niners scored 7, and the Rams scored 17. That's 24. And the touchdown that the Niners got, we gave them. And then that pick 6 that we gave the Rams. So actually, it would have been 10 points. That's what I'm saying. The disparity between offense and defense, that's the kind of shit that I didn't say we going to the Super Bowl, y'all, but I guarantee you this. I promise you this. This team, their goal is to make the Super Bowl at home. This is what they slipped that shit out. I heard them when they said that shit. They try to be modest about it, but that is their goal. Their goal is to make the Super Bowl at home. They're on a mission. Max Crosby is on the mission. He's the main one that try to keep it under wraps from saying it. You know what I mean? But, bruh, I read between lines, bruh. And I know what the fuck you were getting to. This team's mission is to win a Super Bowl. Now, can they do it? We'll see. See how fast they come together as a team. But I know the one advantage they have, nobody is thinking that they will. And what's the one thing that you never do? You never underestimate your opponent. Never underestimate your opponent and think it's going to be an easy win. Period. And I know for a fact this team this year is better than last year's team. Better than last year's team. You can tell the whole fucking environment. The aura of this team is not the same as last year. Period. It's not the same. It's not even close. You see, the players are saying it. The coaches are saying it. They got a whole different mind frame approaching this shit. And it's weird because it's been a long time since we even had anything that felt different. You know what I mean? We used to get excited because of the players we had, but now this year is like we're excited about the players, but we're also excited about the whole new what you call it. We're excited about the whole new atmosphere. You know what I mean? The whole new atmosphere. It's like everybody, they're focused. You know, they're focused. They're working hard. They're trying to be great. You got the right leaders in the right positions. You got a year under your belt in the system. It's like a lot of shit. It can fall in line. But first things first, you got to win week after week after week after week. And after week 18, we shall see where the Raiders stand. Did somebody say my name? No, I said where the Raiders stand. Oh, my bad. I thought you said Raiders stand. Shut up, fool. But yeah, man, hey, a lot of good vibes in the air, man. I like this shit, bro. Here's the one thing, Ozzy, about starting Garbers. To be honest with you, if it's true from what I'm hearing, they're really, like I said, they're not putting restraints on O'Connell. And right now I'm hearing O'Connell and Hoyer is in a battle for the number 2 quarterback. And they're letting this shit go to see exactly what happens. So I kind of think Hoyer and O'Connell could possibly be the 2 to play. I mean, because you figure, what's the use of having Garbers play? What, to be on the practice squad? That he ain't making the 53. That's a fact. Garbers will not make the 53. So why have him out there? What, show you that he can play on the practice squad? That's, you know what I mean? That's just how it is. Garoppolo, Hoyer, O'Connell. No team carries 4 quarterbacks. You keep at the max is 3, but now with that new rule, you can carry a third one and it doesn't count against you for emergency purposes. I can see O'Connell, if they let him keep doing what he's doing, maybe not week 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5, but like they said, if they get to week 6, 7, 8, and O'Connell is, we think it's his time, you're going to see Hoyer and O'Connell do this. They're going to flip. They're going to flip, and Hoyer will become your emergency quarterback, your emergency third string quarterback. Just to have that teacher right there with you. He's a teacher too, though. Don't forget that. We know he ain't playing because he plans on being the starter. They know what they brought him in here for. And right now, from what O'Connell says, between Hoyer and Garoppolo, they're helping him along the way, bro. It's a plus to have 2 dudes that know this system. And one is a veteran backup that knows this system. They're helping O'Connell be a motherfucker, boy. I'm telling you, hey, Ziegler, man, bro. I don't know if you all really like this dude since November. Y'all gambled your ass off to wait for him to fall to you in the 4th quarter. I mean, in the 4th round. Bruh, that's a gamble. Because they said if he would have came out after his junior year, he possibly could have been a 1st rounder. That's how Aiden O'Connell was. But then he happens to come out in a class where Richardson and all these other guys are coming out as well. You know what I mean? So it pushed them down. Bruh, y'all, that shit happens. Sometimes a little bit of luck will do you a lot. You know what I mean? It'll do you a lot. A little bit of luck is all it takes. And that fool fell right to him, and they've been having eyes on this kid for months. Before the season, before last season even ended, before college football ended, Ziegler was on him. They were on him. Yeah, we'll see what they do, man. It's gonna be interesting. I can't wait till Saturday, bro. Hey, I be tailgating at home. I had a seafood boil, and then this Saturday I'm gonna do fish and chips, man. I'm gonna do some cod, some French fries, and some hush puppies. You know what I mean? Just me and my boy, because we be into the Raider game for real. We be yelling at the TV and shit. I love this shit, bro. Hey, Sebastian, what's the deal, man? Top of the morning to you. For real, for real. Yeah, man, there's a lot to be excited about. But now, as fans, all we have to do, let's just all sit back. We ain't gotta worry about shit, and let's watch it. Let's watch this show, because if it is one of those special seasons, it's gonna be we gotta make it memorable. You know what I mean? We gotta remember every game and go through every up, every down. You know what I mean? Every success, every failure, because that's what's gonna build this team. Like I said, if we come out the gate 2-0, bruh, we on our way, bruh. We on our way. If we come out the gate against Denver and Buffalo and get that ass, we on our way. That sets us up so nice. You get 2 AFC games out the way, 2 road games out the way. You start off at being 2-0 in the conference, 1-0 in the division. You come back home, you got Pittsburgh, another AFC team at home. If you beat them, you go up 3-0 in the conference. And they said we wouldn't win 6 games, and we can get half of that in the first 3 weeks. And I think we can get Buffalo, bro. Because look what we did to Buffalo last year. Again, with that team we had last year. And I told you, this year's team is better than last year's team. Better. The offense is more potent. Let's not get that. This offense is potent, bruh. With Jacoby Myers, and you got a healthy Renfro. You get Josh Jacobs back. Now you add Trey Tucker to the mix, Anthony Dorsett to the mix, some speed. You got Michael Mayer to the mix that can block and catch. With an offensive line that's been playing together for a whole year, that knows this system, that was ranked 10th last year, learning the system. You can't tell me shit. You can't tell me which directions the signs are pointing, because right now the signs are pointing up. You feel me? All the way up. That's where the signs is pointing. Now we just got to kick back and watch this shit unfold and see if they can get down like that. Can they come out the gate 2-0? Can they come back home for week 3 home opener against Pittsburgh? That's why they play the game, so we can find the fuck out. You know what I mean? I'm juiced. Y'all got me. I'm about to go outside and go find somebody that's wearing a jersey that ain't Raiders and knock the fuck out of them. Like, why ain't so violent? Because that's what the Raiders do. It make you violent. We've been losing for so long. Misery love company. No, let me oh man, I'm juiced, man, for real, for real. Y'all don't mind me, man. I'm just having fun with this shit. Oh my goodness. I'm about to shut this shit down, bro. Man, I appreciate each and every one of y'all pulling up this AM. Keep your ears to the ground about Josh Jacobs. I tell you, if he end up signing this week, I was right. You know what I mean? I just got that feeling. Shit, Denver gonna shit their pants anyway. You know what I mean? I'm more excited about the potential of this defense than I'm worried about Josh Jacobs, to be honest with you. Because the defense was our Achilles heel last year. You know what I mean? If we got a defense that can rank as high as our offense, like I said, if our offense and defense both could some way, somehow be in the top 12, it's a wrap, bro. You automatically be mentioned as a contender. Top 12 on both sides of the ball, you have to be. You have to be mentioned. Because being ranked 12th last year on offense gave us 23 points a game. 23, but we just gave up more. All our defenses need one extra stop compared to last year. Yeah, we lost 6 games by less than a touchdown. All we needed was the defense to get one stop per game, each one of those 6, and that would have been 12 wins last year. Figure it, do the math on that one. You feel me? Do the math on that one. All they had to do was get one more stop. Out of those 6 games, we lost by less than a touchdown, and we would have been 12 wins into the season. Go figure. We got to be on the flip side. Just as easy as we lost 6 games by less than a touchdown, why we can't flip it and win 6 games by less than a touchdown? It can happen. And that just one defensive stop. That one touchdown that they got that we couldn't stop. That one field goal. Like, look at Kansas City. We lost to them by 1 point. 1 field goal is all we had to stop them from. Or turn one of our field goals into 7 in the red zone. Instead of being up 7, if we were up 20-0 on Kansas City instead of 17-0, we would have won that game. Go figure. You know what I mean? Easily, we would have won that game. That's the kind of game. Or against Arizona. If we would have sacked that little sawed-off midget running around that got the 2-point conversion, we would have won that game. One defensive stop. When he got the scrambling around. One defensive stop, we would have won that game. See, that's how close that shit is, bruh. It ain't like we were far off. So with that being said, you guys enjoy your Monday, man. Be safe out there. Man, I know the weather kind of crazy out here on the west, man. We'll see how this shit go. We supposed to get hit, but we see. Yeah, it's gloomy out here, bro. It's gloomy as hell. But yeah, man, you guys take care, man. Enjoy your Monday, man. I will be back tomorrow morning, same Raider time, same Raider channel right here on Raiders Allegiance. It's Good Morning Raider Nation, live Raiders podcast. Man, hopefully we get some good news about Josh Jacobs this week so we can just talk about it and really see how our offense really looks with all of our potent weapons. You know what I mean? So with that being said, y'all be safe. Take it easy. I'm Lunatic Raider, Raiders Allegiance. Hey, subscribe, hit like if you have not done so. Please do your duty and smack that booty. With that, man, I'm out this BIN.